Good morning, all of you. In our yesterday class, we completed basic strength and basic strength of organic compounds. In this week, there is one more topic, boys, that is about tautomerism. Very, very, very important. It is one of the types of isomerism. Boys, at the time of isomerism, we discussed there isomerism two types. One is structural isomerism and the other one is stereoisomerism. Structural isomerism further divided into different cases. That is chain isomerism, position isomerism, ring chain isomerism, functional isomerism. After that, metamerism. At last, tautomerism also there. Tautomerism also there. So at that time, we didn't discuss the topic at that point. Now it is entirely very, very important topic. Now here we are going to discuss tautomerism. See here, boys. Tautomerism. What is this tautomerism? It is one type of structural isomerism. It comes under structural isomerism. In structural isomerism, different kinds are there. So chain isomerism, position isomerism, functional isomerism, just like that, number of isomerism are there. So it is one of the types of functional isomerism. Very, very important. Here also functional group is changed. Okay, so it is one of the types of functional group, functional isomerism. One type of functional isomerism, but specially differently we are discussing here, boys. But it is functional isomerism. Tautomerism comes under functional isomerism because here also molecular formula same. Functional groups are different. Functional groups are changed, different ending. So whenever functional groups are changed, automatically the type of isomerism is functional isomerism, but it is a special case. Okay. So what is this tautomerism? What is this tautomerism? So tautomerism is nothing but, see here, boys, it is interconvertible end. It has interconvertible structures. Tautomerism has interconvertible structures due to migration of interconvertible structures. So due to migration of hydrogen atom, very, very, very important. Hydrogen atom from one polyvalent atom to another polyvalent atom. That means here hydrogen is migrated, boys. Which hydrogen I will explain. Hydrogen is migrated from one place to another place, from one atom to another atom. Hydrogen is migrated. Because of that, so two interconvertible structures are there. Those interconvertible structures are always in dynamic equilibrium. See here, these interconvertible structures are always in dynamic equilibrium. That means there is an equilibrium existing between these two structures, dynamic equilibrium. So that is why this is also called as dynamic isomerism. Because dynamic equilibrium exists, this tautomerism is also called as dynamic isomerism. Okay, see here, what's up? How to find out isomerism? How to find out this tautomerism? So where this tautomerism is available? Okay, so let us discuss what are the structural requirement of this tautomerism. See here, boys. So simply what I told just now, that is, there is a molecule, there is a hydrogen atom, there is a hydrogen atom in one of the polyatoms, which is in the structures. That hydrogen atom migrated from that atom to another atom. Because of that, two structures are possible. Those two structures are always in equilibrium. There is a dynamic equilibrium. Okay, that dynamic, because of that dynamic equilibrium, this tautomerism is also called as dynamic isomerism. Okay, so this is simply information, simple information. Now, sir, how to identify whether tautomerism is there or not? What is the structural isomerism required for this tautomerism? Structural requirements to show this tautomerism are, see here, structural requirements. Structural requirements for tautomerism. So when tautomerism possible, sir? See here, in our structure, just a minute again. See here, in our structure, in our compound, so in which this tautomerism is possible? Tautomerism is possible. That compound must contain highly electronegative element. The compound must contain highly electronegative elements. Polyvalent highly electronegative elements. Okay, that is first condition. Any compound must contain electronegative atom. Electronegative atom, that is bonded with multiple bonded. That is double bond or triple bond. That means that electronegative element must be with double bond or triple bond in that compound exists. For example, electronegative element, oxygen. It is double bonded with carbon. This is accepted. Next, nitrogen, that is double bond with carbonate, possible and accepted. Next, nitrogen, triple bond with nitrogen, accepted. Highly negative electronegative element bonded with double bonds or triple bonds. The molecule must contain this. Highly, either oxygen or nitrogen generally used, boys. Either oxygen or nitrogen generally used. So see here, nitrogen bonded with nitrogen. This is also possible. So highly electronegative elements bonded multiple bonds with multiple bonds. Okay, only either double bond or triple bond. Single bonded nitrogen is not accepted. Single bonded nitrogen is not accepted. So, but please be conscious. This must be required for this tautomerism. This is the structural requirement. A highly electronegative element bonded with another atom only with either with a double bond or triple bond. Either with a double bond or triple bond, that is the requirement. Okay, next, second condition. Now these becomes functional group side. So for these functional groups, there is alpha carbon, no doubt. Alpha position is there. At that alpha position, at least one hydrogen must be there. Otherwise, this is not possible. Therefore, so second requirement is must contain at least one alpha hydrogen. At least one, that is, the compound must contain at least one alpha hydrogen. So molecule must contain alpha hydrogen to the functional group. That functional group must be double bonded electronegative. That functional group must contain double bonded electronegative. Either C double bond O or C double bond N, either C double bond N double bond N, whatever it may be. For that functional group, there should be at least one alpha hydrogen. Boys, this alpha hydrogen we call it as acidic hydrogen. This hydrogen we call it as acidic hydrogen. Okay, so if acidic hydrogen is there and there is a multiple bonds, that is functional group with multiple bonds, automatically tautomerism is possible. Let us take with an example. See here, boys. See, boys, there is C double bond molar. See here, this is oxygen high electronegativity, bonded with multiple bonds. Okay, now carbon has polyvalent end, more than one valence is there. So carbon valence is, we know, 4 end. This is carbon valence, a polyvalent carbon atom. Now this carbon bonded with another carbon. No doubt this is alpha carbon. Am I correct? Now this one also connected with alpha position, another carbon. This is also alpha and boys, these two carbons are nothing but alpha hydrogen, alpha carbons only. Am I correct or wrong? Because this is the functional group. Functional group very next attached carbon is alpha carbon. This is alpha carbon and this is alpha carbon. So for our convenience, it is alpha dash. Both are same, boys. Both are same. For my convenience, I am taking that alpha and alpha dash. Either this carbon or this carbon at least having one hydrogen. That is alpha hydrogen. So I am taking, this is hydrogen. This hydrogen we call it as alpha hydrogen. This hydrogen we call it as alpha hydrogen. Okay. So what are the conditions? Are these conditions are fulfilled or not to exhibit tautomerism? Fulfilled or not? First point. What is the structural requirement? There is electronegative element which is bonded with another polyvalent atom with either double bond or triple bond. This is there. There is. Okay. To this alpha position, at least one alpha hydrogen must be there. That is the second requirement. So therefore, acidic hydrogen is there and double bonded oxygen is there. Now this one exhibits tautomerism. Sir, what is tautomerism? Always we are this one exhibit, this is not exhibit. Sir, what is this tautomerism? Let us explain. Please write. Which one exhibit? What is the structural requirement? First of all, I am going to explain the structural requirement once. After that, I will explain the theory. So otherwise, in your exams, which are the following exhibit tautomerism? Which are the following not exhibit tautomerism? How to recognize? You should know about the first requirement conditions. Whether the molecule exhibit tautomerism or not. That is first requirement. What is that? The molecule must contain a highly electronegative element with multiple bonds and at least one alpha hydrogen, with alpha hydrogen is called as acidic hydrogen. This is possible. Okay, what about this? Tell me, boys. CH3, CH2, N double bond O, day2 bond O. Is this molecule exhibit tautomerism or not? Tell me, boys. Is this molecule exhibit tautomerism or not? Tell me. Yes or no? Yes, yes, good. It is a double bonded one. This is alpha position. This is alpha hydrogen. Alpha hydrogen is there, double bonded one is there. Therefore, this one exhibit alpha tautomerism. This one exhibit tautomerism. Okay. Now, what about this CH3, CHO? Is this molecule exhibit tautomerism or not? Tell me. Write its structure and write its structure. Yes, good. CH3CH4 means C double bond OH. So this is a C double bond O. It is alpha. Alpha hydrogens are there. This compound exhibit tautomerism. This compound. Now, what about this? Is this compound exhibit tautomerism or not? Is this compound exhibit tautomerism or not? Yes, good. This is our functional group. This one alpha contains alpha hydrogens. Therefore, this is exhibit tautomerism. And this one also you can use. This one also you can use. And next, tell me, what about this? Double bond O, this one. Is this exhibit tautomerism or not? Is this exhibit tautomerism or not? Yes, good. Yes, Sunny. This is alpha, this is our functional group. Alpha hydrogens are there. No doubt this one exhibits. This one exhibited. Now, what about this? Quinone, and its name is paraquinone. Yes or no? Is this exhibit? Is this exhibit? My answer is, see here, boys. There is a C double bond O. There is a C double bond O. This is alpha position, boys. So 3 bonds are there. That's why another one is hydrogen. Another one is hydrogen. This hydrogen, not that much acidic. Why not? See here. For example, if this one loses H plus ion, this carbon gets negative charge. This negative charge on double bonded carbon is least stable. Least stable. Because of this condition, this one not exhibit tautomerism. The formed carbon H plus is lost, that is acidic hydrogen means that is released as H plus end. If H plus ion is lost, that gives carbon negative ion. Carbon ion is the intermediate. That carbon ion should be stable. Then only the hydrogen is released as H plus end. But here see carbon ion, double bonded carbon ion is less stable. Therefore, this compound, quinone. So this compound doesn't exhibit tautomerism. Please be conscious. Very, very, very important. This compound will not exhibit tautomerism. Why not, sir? Unstable negative charge is developed on carbon atom. Okay? Unstable negative charge on carbon. So on carbon atom is possible, and that is why this is not exhibit. Please be conscious. Please be conscious. Now, what about CH1? CH1. Is this compound exhibit tautomerism? Once again, see here. C double bond O H ra. This is that one ending. This is alpha carbon ra. There is no hydrogen ending. Already 4 bonds are covered, no alpha hydrogen. Therefore, this compound doesn't exhibit tautomerism. Doesn't exhibit tautomerism. Now, HC double bond O ra. H. Formaldehyde. Formaldehyde. Is this exhibit or not? Yes. Once again, not possible. Not possible. Because our structural requirement is not there. Because this is functional isomerism. There is no alpha carbon. There is no alpha hydrogen. No alpha hydrogen is there. No alpha hydrogen is there. Now, what about this? What about this? Exhibit or not? That compound exhibit or not? No, only. Yes, because this is functional group. This is alpha carbon. This is alpha carbon. No hydrogens are there. Therefore, no alpha hydrogen, not possible. No alpha hydrogen, not possible. Now, what about this? CH3, CH double bond, CH, 2. Okay. Is this exhibit tautomerism or not? Why not? Vikyat, why not? Which one is failed? Which one is failed? Is this exhibit tautomerism or not? Yes, correct. Yes, electronegative atom is failed any. So highly electronegative element, either oxygen or nitrogen is required. Either oxygen or nitrogen is required. That electronegative element is not there. That electronegative element is not there. So here electronegative failed, not alpha hydrogen. Electronegative condition is failed. The electronegative condition. Now CH3 thrice CNO2. CH3 thrice CNO2. Is that exhibit or not? Which one failed? Yes, correct. Correct. So no alpha hydrogen any. No alpha hydrogen. That's why it is failed. Alpha carbon is there. Alpha carbon is there. But this is bonded with 3 methyl groups. This is bonded with 3 methyl groups. Alpha carbon is there, but not alpha hydrogen. That is why that is failed. That is why that is failed. Okay. So this is the way to identify whether the compound exhibit tautomerism or not. Do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts up to now whether the compound exhibit tautomerism or not? Okay. Now, what is tautomerism? What is tautomerism? Let us explain. See here. Okay, I'm taking an example. See here. CH3, C double bond O, HN. Boys, is this compound exhibit tautomerism or not? Is this compound exhibit tautomerism or not? Yes. Am I correct? Yes, good. Tell me, see here. This is our function group, right? Function group. This C double bond O is electron withdrawing group. C double bond O group is electron withdrawing group. This electron withdrawing group attracts that bond pair of electrons towards this carbon. Now carbon loses something electron density. Am I correct? Electron density on this carbon decreased or not because of this electron withdrawing group? Yes or no? Electron density on this carbon decreases. That is compensated from this one end, this hydrogen end. Okay. Now hydrogen loses its electron pair to this carbon and compensates its electron density, decrease in electron density. Now hydrogen released as H plus ion. Hydrogen this hydrogen released as H plus ion. Am I correct or wrong? That hydrogen released as H plus ion or no? Yes or no? Because of that tendency. Okay. Now that hydrogen is acidic hydrogen. Am I correct or wrong? Now this hydrogen is acidic hydrogen. Correct or wrong? Yes or no? Yes. Now this is acidic hydrogen. This is acidic hydrogen. Now let us take one more example. CH2 boys. This is a C double bond O. H. This is a C double bond O. H. Is this exhibit tautomerism or not? Is this exhibit tautomerism or not? Yes, correct, Bashwan. Yes, correct, because this is functional group, it is alpha. Either this is functional group, this is alpha. Yes, it can exhibit. See here, boys. Just please be conscious. This is electron withdrawing group. This is electron withdrawing group. Electron withdrawing. That means this electron withdrawing group attracts this bond pair of electrons towards this CO, carbonyl group. This group is called as carbonyl group. That means electron density on this carbon decreases. At the same time, this electron withdrawing group also attracts this bond pair of electrons towards this side. That means something electron density on this carbon still decreased. Am I correct? Electron density on this carbon is less than that of this carbon. Electron density on this carbon is less than that of this carbon. Correct or wrong? In first case, only one electron withdrawing group. In second case, two electron withdrawing groups. And this is the CH2 group. It is the CH2 group. The group is called as methylene group. That group is called as methylene group. This 2H2 group is in between two electron withdrawing groups. So now this hydrogen still released as H plus more easily than that of this one. Correct or wrong? This hydrogen released as H plus more easily than that of this one. Okay, that means this hydrogen is more acidic than that of this one. Correct or wrong? This hydrogen is more acidic than that of this one. Okay, now this is more acidic. This hydrogen is a more acidic hydrogen. Okay, that means this is the methylene group ready to give H plus ion. That's why this methylene group is called as active methylene group. That methylene group is called as active methylene group. Whenever active methylene group is there, hydrogen comes on very quickly. What is active methylene group? A methylene group, that is a CH2 group, is sandwiched between two electron withdrawing groups. That methylene group, that CH2 group has very strong acidic hydrogen, that is alpha hydrogen. That is alpha hydrogen. That alpha hydrogen is more acidic. That alpha hydrogen is more acidic. For example, here I am taking a halogen atom. I am taking halogen atom, boys. Now it is CH. That group is either CH3 also you can take, whatever it may be. Now this group is CH3 group. This CH group is called as methine group, and that is called as methine group. This methine group is also active. That one also releases this H plus ion. That means whether the compound having active methylene group or active methine group, that hydrogen released as H plus very quickly when compared to other cases. Now the concept is clear or not? From where hydrogen is quickly out, because that is the minimum requirement to explain tautomerism. That is the minimum requirement. And from where hydrogen is quickly out, that is easily involved in tautomerism. When compared to this compound is ready to involve in tautomerism. Okay, so that means whether the compound having active methylene group or not, if active methylene group is there, that has more tendency to give tautomerism when compared to other cases. Okay, now what is tautomerism, sir? See here. Now this is the condition, boys. This is the condition. So this is hydrogen, acidic hydrogen. This is C double bond. So among this carbon and oxygen, oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. Okay, so this pi bond is migrated from carbon to oxygen. This pi bond, not sigma bond. One is a sigma bond, one is pi bond. This pi bond between this multiple condition, that pi bond is migrated from carbon to oxygen. Because of that, oxygen gets negative charge, carbon gets positive charge. Oxygen gets negative charge, carbon gets positive charge. Okay, now this negatively charged oxygen attracts this hydrogen from here to here. Because it releases H plus O minus, there is a bond formation. H plus O minus, there is a bond formation. At the same time, this bond is migrated towards carbon. Now this bond is migrated here, from there to here. Now the structure is See here, boys. It is a reversible reaction. That means there is an equilibrium developed. That is CH2, CH. Actually, single bond, double bond. That becomes a single bond. This hydrogen migrated here. That it becomes OH. This bond migrated here. This becomes double bond. This becomes double bond. Now the structure is completed. Now the structure is completed. Okay. Now this structure is changed to this structure changes to this structure. It is just migration of proton from one atom to another atom. That proton from alpha carbon to that electronegative. Okay. That proton from alpha carbon to that highly electronegative element, that migration of proton gives different structures. That means here migration required. Here migration is required. So is there any doubt up to now? Is there any doubt up to now, boys? Okay. So here migration of proton from alpha position to, not only alpha carbon, alpha position to highly electronegative element. Highly electronegative element, because that alpha hydrogen is highly acidic in nature. Now this carbon has double bond. Because this is double bond, it is ene. This carbon also contains OH, that is OL. That is why this carbon is called as ene plus OL carbon. Because the carbon contains both double bond and also OH. And also OH. So that's why it is a double bond. Now this is simply called as enol. This is simply called as enol. Okay. So therefore, this compound is enolic form. This is enolic form. Okay. Now what about this? Here C double bond group is there. This compound is called as a keto compound. Now this keto compound is converted into enolic compound. Enolic compound is changed to keto compound. That means there is interconversion takes place between keto form to enol form to keto form. This type of tautomerism is called as keto-enol tautomerism. This type of isomerism is called as keto-enol tautomerism. What is tautomerism? That is a migration of proton from alpha position to highly electronegative elements. Because of that, different structures are possible. It is not resonance, boys. It is not resonance. In resonance, atom's placement is not changed. But here, hydrogen is migrated from one place to another place. It is not resonance. It is tautomerism. It is tautomerism. It is a reversible reaction. One structure is interconverted into another structure. So always interconvertible structure. Here keto form changes to enol form changes to ketone form. Among these two structures, keto form generally more stable than that of enol form, less stable. Keto form is more stable than enol form generally. Generally, keto form is more stable than enol form. Okay. Now